is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. We're going to talk about the MVP race. As I told you, October really wasn't a good time to really see who really was MVP because so many of the guys only played 1 or 2 weeks or missed a couple games. But as you guys know, in November, we had a larger sample size of October and November to really see who is the MVP, to really see who is the best team in the NBA or potentially can be the best team in the NBA. We got to see more of a load for some players, and some players had injuries and they had to step their game up and do more. Also, some players rose in the rankings. Some people dropped off the rankings because of the larger sample size. And to me, this is an interesting race because it's so close, and I really don't have a front runner. I have a guy that I think is the MVP right now, but it easily can change in 2 weeks, and depending on how the team's success is, and depending on who takes another leap. So this list is just totally different than the one in October. But like I said, that's largely due to having a larger sample size and more games. And now we can get a sense of what the teams and the players are doing and how they're going to do it. Now it's just about staying healthy and continuing to win basketball games. So when you look at the honorable mentions, Kawhi Leonard, this was the guy I had #1 on this list in October, but he's definitely not the top 5 MVP candidate. He's not even in the argument to me, mainly just because he had a couple bad games, but he continues to sit out games. And if he's going to continue to lose um, games because of injuries or because he just have the low management, there's no way he can literally get full credit for being MVP when he's not playing in every game, and he hasn't made the hugest difference so far. I feel like the team has been solid with or without him, which we've seen in Toronto too. But if Kawhi Leonard really wants to win an MVP, he's going to have to be a lot more dominant. Even though the numbers are good, his efficiency is down from 3 and from the field, and he just hasn't been the same defensive player that he was in San Antonio. Even though his offense is better, his defense has become great, but not elite. But also, his health has gotten even worse over the years. Anthony Davis, I wanted him to be in my top 5. This was a guy that was in my top 3 in October, but it's definitely not the case now. He missed a couple games. He's still, he got questionable shot selection to me with the fadeaway mid rangers and some of the shots that he chooses to take. He is the league leader in blocks, and he is giving you 26 points per game. And the Lakers are the second best team in the NBA because I'm recording this after they lost to Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks, and the Bucks don't play today. So that gives them the advantage for right now. But Anthony Davis has been great. He has been able to float, lob, whatever they need him to do, whether it's clogging up the paint defensively, rotating defensively, whether it's switching and guarding players on the perimeter, or even just going out there, rolling to the rim, setting screens, doing dribble handoffs, knocking down spot up threes or mid range. He has been able to do it, but I want to see him a little bit more efficient, and I want to see them utilize him a little bit more. Other than that, Anthony Davis is in the argument to be back top 5, but currently after November and October, he drops a little bit. Pascal Siakam rolls up into the top 5 because as I'm recording this video, they are the second best team in the Eastern Conference. And, a lot of it has to do with Pascal, who had over double-digit points in the first quarter of that game against Utah. So to me, Pascal has been fantastic. I said you don't need DeMar, you don't need Kawhi Leonard, you have Pascal, and he's been proving it. They have been winning. No Kyle Lowry, just so many injuries, but it hasn't affected the winning on his team. And Pascal has been healthy. He has been dominant. He make an argument for a top 15 player this season, from going from not even mentioned to being one of the players that's most improved to now being one of the best players in the entire NBA and world. Pascal will show you that if you work hard and you see no limit to your ability, you can reach the ceiling, you can reach the sky. And he continued to work, continued to get better, continued to push himself, continued to critique himself, and now he's mentioned alongside some of the best players in the game, and he rightfully deserves that spot. But it's not only that, he's playing team basketball, also dominating when he does have the basketball in his hands. He's moving the ball, he's knocking down threes, he's scoring off the dribble. He's still got his go-to move with the spin. He has so many more weapons in his bag, and he's using it for display, but also for attack. And honestly and truthfully, Pascal Siakam, people been sleeping on him. People didn't think he can make this jump. Even he didn't even get the max contract right away. He proved all his doubters and his haters wrong, and he's doing his thing. I got to give him credit. He's fifth. Fourth, Luka Doncic. This is arguable. You can either have Luka higher, or you can make an argument for the other three players that they had, better records or around the same, or they just been playing a little bit more better than Luka. When you average in a 30-point triple double in November, it's hard, not to be in the MVP conversation. I had Luka Doncic in my honorable mention last time I did my MVP rankings, and now he's in the elite company that can actually win this award. It's just going to be tough because he's not going to have the record to really win this award. But then again, nobody expected the Dallas Mavericks to be a top four team in the Western Conference coming into this season. So if Luka can continue to dominate and he can continue to show his all around play, he's going to continue to move up this list, and it comes with wins. Ain't like he just putting up numbers just to put them up. This team is on pace for 50 wins. This team can literally be a top four team in the West if they continue to play like this. And they one move away from being a championship contender in the Western Conference. That's how good Doncic has been playing. And Porzingis hasn't, like I said, hasn't been Porzingis, but he has been good enough. He knocks down shots. He takes shots when they need him to, and he gives the floor spacing for Doncic. He does everything they need him to do. He just needs to get back being a better rebounder and a better shooter consistently, especially on switches. And then other than that, Luka been handling the ball, getting to the paint, knocking down floaters, step back threes, stepping up in the clutch, blowing teams out, having that killer instinct. And when he see teams trying to come back, he's not scared to make plays to bump that lead back up. And we seen that today against the Lakers. Luka is surreal, and I had him honorable mention, like I said. Now he's in the top four, and the way he's playing, I can see him moving up this list, especially if another injury happens or he just continue to pace that he's on for a couple more months. It's hard to deny how great Luka Doncic is. It's hard to deny that he is one of the top 10 players in the world currently, and if he play at this level, it's scary. LeBron is third. LeBron, I feel like, has had a spectacular season, and most people will agree with this. LeBron has been amazing so far. His field goal percentage is going back up to 49.9. He's averaging 36% from three right now. As of the stats are right now, so he's still giving you 25. He's still giving you 11 assists and 7 rebounds per game, which is spectacular. LeBron has never led the NBA in assists. LeBron is scoring the lowest points of his career since his rookie year, which is 25. But he still looks mobile. He still looks athletic. He can still get to the paint. He can still finish. He can still knock down threes. His three-point shot is becoming deadly because you want to give him the space. You don't want him to drive, and he's pulling it up with confidence and taking those shots. That's something that he didn't do until Miami, and he has been able to do it now. And he looks more fresher. He looks more revived. He looks a lot more happier. And the Lakers have been dominating this year. They look unstoppable right now, and it's mainly because of him and AD. The team's got to focus so much on them because if they don't, they can destroy you themselves. And if they don't, the team around them can shoot and they can roll to the basket and they play together defensively and they talk and communicate on the court. And this is just a tough team to play, and this is a tough team to win against. But LeBron has been a huge rise on why they've been as great because his play has gotten better since October coming into November. Problem is, I do have to count October when I'm talking about the MVP now. I got to count all the games and all of the season thus far, and that's why I have LeBron third because it just don't go on how you playing now. It goes on how you been playing until this point, and that's why I have him third. James Harden, his efficiency went down, but his load has increased, having injuries to Eric Gordon, Clint Capella, and the list go on and on and on. But they still find ways to win. I can make an argument that he is MVP because he is putting up 38 points per game. Just went for 60 again. He's gonna go for 60 another time this year, maybe multiple times this year, and tie Kobe. But James Harden is absolutely unguardable. I know a lot of people don't like watching James Harden play because he's just basically doing the same stuff over and over again. But that's the funny part. You know he's going to do it. You know what he's trying to do, but you just can't stop it. And he just busting right now, just literally crossing people up, getting to the free throw line for a career. You always knew that he was a guy that's going to get to the free throw line, but now he's getting to the free throw line even more than he has ever done in his career. And he's still taking the threes. He's still hitting the floater, still getting to the basket, still keeping his teammates involved and making teams pick their poison. And the main reason why I got James Harden over LeBron is because James Harden is carrying a heavier load, and his second best player is Russell. And other than that, this team is just a bunch of role players, like literally role players. And Russell Westbrook isn't even playing at a superstar level. Like, I don't even know if I have Russell Westbrook on my All NBA third team like I had last year. I don't even know if he makes that list the way he's been playing this year. And that just shows you how great James Harden is. Like, to get 60 and to be able to average 38 points a game, it just, we haven't seen it, especially out of this whole generation. Kobe hasn't done it. Iverson haven't done it. Shaq hasn't done it. Tracy haven't done it. LeBron, Kevin Durant, nobody has scored as much points as James Harden outside of Kobe. And Kobe haven't averaged 38 points per game either. So that's how great and dominant and how crazy this is to see James Harden do it every night. And the craziest part about that too is he's been doing it for the last 3 years. He averaged 32 years ago. He averaged 36 last year, I believe, and this year he just upped it even more. And he's a machine. The guy doesn't get tired. The guy doesn't really get injured. The guy just continues to flat out dominate an 82 game season and does exactly the same stuff every game. And is nothing that his opponents can really do. He has them at their mercy, and he just obliterating defenses. They done tried everything, and nobody can give the remedy to cure James Harden. This guy isn't human, and that's why I have him second, because I got to count October and all of November, and he has just been great. Giannis is number one, which shouldn't really be surprising because they're the number one team in the NBA as of today. And Giannis has been giving you 30 and 13 and 6 assists. He has been playing elite defense despite fouling, and he has no Middleton at one point. And this team really isn't as good as last year, in my personal opinion. But they still seem like it because Giannis has took his game to another level, having a career year in certain categories, just like he did last year, just like he did the before. He said he was at a couple. I forgot the percentage of his game was at that level, but he added a couple more percentage points because he had took his game to another level this season. So I love Giannis. I live in Wisconsin, and it's great to have a player of his caliber here. It's great to see the Bucks doing well. It's great to see them on an 11-game win streak, and it's just fun to see how excited the city is to have a chance to make it to the finals and have a chance to win a championship. And we haven't seen that in over 40 years. So it's good to see, Giannis doing what he does and how the team has become so successful and so popular. This is a guy that was an all-star vote getter. He's impacting the world. Everybody knows who he is. The fun part about it, he's doing it in the state, in the city that nobody really cares about when it comes to basketball. And that's the best part about it. He's on a low market team, and he's at a superstar level when it comes to fame, and he's playing on both sides of the court. He's elevating and making his teammates better and making their jobs a lot easier, and he's doing it every single night, and that's something I can't take away from him. Giannis was great in October. He has been dominant in November, and honestly, if he continues to do this, he might be a close winner for the MVP. This is going to be the closest race in a while, but that's not a bad thing because we want to see players play at their best. We want to see players have their best seasons. We want to see other players come up. We also want to see other players reinvent themselves as they get older. And I feel like when you look at LeBron, you look at Harden, you look at Luka, you look at Pascal, even Anthony Davis, you see changes, evolvement, and just a better team and just adjustments, and you just see why they are so successful because they have adaptability. And Giannis has had that. This whole team had a lot of turnover, and they brought back the guys they know they can get the job done besides Brogdon. And people kept bringing up Brogdon. They're going to regret it. They're going to regret it. And they're the number one team in the NBA. That's how great the Bucks are. That's how great Mike Budenholzer has been. And that's how dominant and game-changing Giannis has been for this entire organization, city, state, and he's the MVP in the NBA. So let me know what you guys think and who you think is MVP in the comment section below. And let me know if I'm tripping, if I missed somebody, or I'm overrating somebody or underrating somebody. Whatever you feel, leave it in the comment section below. I read every comment. Like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies, I break down players, I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching.